Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred, and today I have sort of a different video that I want to try out for you. You can definitely let me know if you like it. Today I'm going to take you through what I do to get my account started in the beginning of my day. So this is the first time I've logged into my account today. I'm going to go ahead and log into Plarium Play here. You can't see the launcher, but you're going to see my account as it pops up. Here we go. And so this is literally the first time I've logged in for the day. Now, when you haven't logged into your account for, 8, 10, 12 hours, there's a lot to do. And for me, this happens about 14 hours or so after the server reset. And as you can see, you get the pop-up right away. That's always the first thing that you see. And this one's not particularly important to me. I haven't been going for this fusion, so I don't really care about it. So I'm just going to X that out and get rid of the pop-ups. And now you can see we've got a bunch of red dots hanging around. So we have to go through all of these red dots, but we want to start getting our timers going. That's the first thing that I worry about. You can actually see here there's a little bit of energy still remaining. So this takes about 6 hours or so to fill up. I think 6.5 hours to fill up. So I was on about 6.5 hours ago. And yeah, so now I've logged in for the day. So I was up late last night working on a video, and so I did stay up a little bit later than normal. And so I haven't been doing, or I haven't been waiting as long. So there is the timer is not maxed out here. And so that's usually the first thing I do. I would jump into a battle and I would just get into my campaign. You can see I have some champions that I've been running to get some XP on. I've been leveling up, and I would just do this once or twice to get the energy, a nice little gap, so that I can get some free energy in the morning. And yeah, I'm just going to run one more. And the reason I have to do this is because there's a ton of other stuff that I have to do that's probably going to take an hour, and I'm not going to get back to my my energy pool for a little while. Okay, so this guy's maxed out. I don't know if that happened on the last run or this run, but yeah, so I use some energy. You can see I have about 20 energy free there. Remember, you get 20 energy an hour, so I'm just leaving a space of about 20 energy for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and start handling the other business. Now, the other counter I want to get going is my arena counter. Now, my arena counter also, okay, it's only at 8, but normally when I log in first time for the day, it's at 10. So I want to go ahead and get a classic arena in. Now, usually what I do is arena is the last thing I do before I go to bed. I try to completely deplete my arena tokens for the day. So I'm just going to hit the refresh here. And what I want to try to do is find a couple of quick battles that I don't have to worry too much about, that I don't have to manual, right? I'm just trying to get the counters going. So I'm going to jump into this one here. Oop, this is not the team. That's the team I was messing around with yesterday for fun. So let's go ahead and get my team in here. There we go. All right, so this is my normal team. And they should be able to auto through most of the teams that I know I can get through. They're going to be able to auto. So it's not the one kind of team that I have to manual very often, although sometimes I do. But yeah, okay. So we get the counter going. I'd probably do maybe 2 or 3 fights here. Maybe I'll try this one. This one's going to be a little bit tricky, actually. So I'm going to take this one off of auto. Anytime you come up against a Heffrack, you need to take him out. And the issue, of course, is this is a Duchess Heffrack, which means she's going to bring him back. So I'm going to go ahead and kill Heffrack, and then hope that my Genbo can kill the Duchess. Can. Okay, sweet. Excellent. So I've worked my way through a couple of arena tokens to give myself some breathing room there. You can see Live Arena is live right now, but I don't play this round of Live Arena. I wait 4 hours until the afternoon, and then I play in the afternoon. Just so you know, server reset happens at 8 p.m. for me. Obviously, depending on where you are in the world, what time zone you're in, that's going to happen differently for everybody. So that may affect, your choices here. But the first 2 things that you want to do are to clear your timers from the max, get yourself some space so that you can start to handle all of the other things. all right, well, now I have some time. Now I'm not in a rush, right? And I want to go ahead. I still have another timer that I have to worry about, which is Clan Boss. But that's on a 6-hour timer, so that's a little bit of a different thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and start clearing these red dots. So I would buy any mystery shards that are in there. The red dot and some of the red dots I can't clear. The red dot in the portals I'm not going to clear because I'm saving up fragment champions for a either a tournament, a champion chase tournament, or a CVC or a fusion. I do want to get Yukari really soon because I've been waiting for him. And you can see I have some other champions here who I need to summon at some point, but I'm not in a rush. Okay, so that red dot's not going anywhere. The Guardian Ring, I want to get that going. Oh, we maxed out. That's awesome. So I do have all 5 going. You can see I've leveled them up to the 2nd level of advancement. I would not recommend that. I did that before I really understood the economics involved. The 1st level is extremely efficient in terms of resources. The 2nd level is extremely inefficient in terms of resources. So I think for the 1st level, you get something like 2,800 XP per hour. So let's just get a champion here. I want some 3-star champions, probably. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw in this row of 3-star champions here. Get that guy in there. So yeah, it's 2,200, I think, an hour or something like that. And then for the next level, you actually only get an extra 1,000 XP an hour, which is less than half, and it's for more than the value of the first one. So really the first tier here is the most valuable. I don't normally have to replace the champions. Obviously, this is something that you only have to do if you're doing 3-star or 4-star champions. It's every few days. For a 4-star champion, this was about 4 days, I want to say, something like that. Might have been faster. It's hard to say. I don't pay much attention to this. I just let this happen. It's great. I do like doing all 5 slots at the same time with the same level of champion. Same rarity of champion, whatever you would call it, same star level of champion. And that way I could just click all 5. They all basically pop up at the same time. You can see the difference here is less than a minute. So those will happen. All right, now I get to get into some of the fun stuff. Well, not quite yet. I need to get rid of the news red dot here. So there's a guaranteed champion event coming up. I already know about that. That's Godseeker and Eerie, which is cool. I already have Godseeker and Eerie. I don't know if I'm going to go for a second one. Probably not, because it's a Void Shard event and I'm saving Void Shards. And then a champion training tournament, which I also know about, and I don't need to read any of the others. So I just mark all as red. The Call of the Arbiter dot, I'm going to watch that later, so I'm not going to bother clicking on that. I'm going to check into my clan. I do want to check my clan quests just to remind myself what they happen to be. And I have to clear the Dark Elf Crypt 3 times. That is my 3rd one. That is the only one I think I have left. The other 2 I have finished. So I had to wait for the Dark Elf Crypt to come around. I think it might even be today. I'm just going to go check that. Where's Dark Elf? No, it's in 4 days. Okay, so that was a bad that was a bad quest to pull because it didn't pop up during the entire week. It must have been more than a week, or it must have just happened after, right before I pulled it, and I didn't know. I didn't pay attention. Okay, so that's unfortunate. More pop-ups. Okay, so now I'm going to get into some of the more fun stuff. Let's go ahead and check our tournaments and events, see if we got any rewards. Nope, we just have a new announcement here. Or some, I guess some, yeah, okay, Spider Tournament's finished, so we did get a reward here. We got some gems, good. I did not pick that up before the end of the event. Or the end of the tournament. Summon Rush. Okay, the Summon Rush is up. I'm not going to be doing that Summon Rush. Dungeon Divers event was pretty good. Got a Mortal Soulstone there. Again, I wasn't doing the fusion, so I didn't care too much about that event. Altar of Souls. Now, this is always fun to see what pops up during the day and, hope that you get something good. All 1-star champions. Nobody I really need here at all, I guess. The most interesting is actually Ornn. Ornn is a soloist, and I do have an Ornn. I actually have 2 Ornns, I think, and this would not be bad. But you can see I recently bought a soul, and I only have 24 of these. Now I have plenty of currency. I could buy more souls, but Ornn is not high on my priority list, and I would rather save for somebody else. So I'm not going to purchase the Ornn. And now we get to check our quests. Let's see where we are on the quests. We want to increase the champion level 3 times, beat campaign boss. Okay, fine. Let's pull this reward. See where we are on the weekly. Only 1 day in on the weekly. I still have to get into my tag team arena series, so I haven't done a single tag team arena yet. And that is, that's not a timer, so I'm not as worried about it, but it is the kind of thing where this is actually pretty hard. I'm in silver 3, and so I'm trying to climb towards silver 4, and that's been pretty frustrating. So I have to pick and hunt for good battles. So there are probably 2 or 3 on this list, so I'm not going to refresh the list now. I'm going to wait until I get into those battles, and then I'm going to try that out, and then I'll use the refresh later. Okay. Now the big event of my login, right? This is always the most fun when you come to Clan Boss and you get to check your rewards. So you can see I've done the top 4 levels of difficulty. I don't do all 4 every day. I always do the top 3. My clan does not do hard Clan Boss very often. So unless somebody else has helped me out here, I'm just shy of completing this entire boss by myself. I get about 150 million. And so you need about 195 million to clear it by yourself. So hopefully somebody else cleared it and I get 2 chests here, because you can actually get, it'll show you, but you can actually get void shards here. And I think you can also get epic books. So nobody else jumped in, but just in case, you're in that situation, you can see if you go to the guardian chest here, you can get epic books and you can get void shards. I think these are worth a key, especially if you're 1 keying everything else. So I am a 1 key for every single level of difficulty. I would like to get to the point where I can personally clear hard all the way, get 195 million, and then I'll always get double chest there. But right now I can't do that. So let's check brutal. I like to go from the bottom up just so it gets better as we go. All right, we get 2 chests here. Just bruised, nothing exciting. No, not even gems today. So unfortunately, I guess Raid knows I'm making a video. Oh, there we go. Void shard. That's awesome. I basically don't keep any 5-star gear anymore from these, whether it's cruel or immortal, unless it's really, really perfect. I don't keep any 5-star gear. Another void shard. Awesome. So, okay. So I get some back. All right. This is not a good piece. Can sell that. Let's go to Ultra Nightmare, and hopefully we could get either a legendary book or maybe a sacred shard. Okay, epic books are good. Very good. That's a 6-star piece, but it's really bad. And then let's grab our last one. And there's the legendary book that we were hoping for. We also get an ancient shard, which is excellent. And no gear today, but that's okay. So we came away with, I think it was 3 shards, an epic book, and a legendary tome. That's a pretty good haul for the day. I would say that's above average. On average, I would say I probably get like maybe a void shard, an ancient shard, and an epic book. Like that's about an average day, something like that if I clear all 4 chests. Okay, so now I've got all my timers going. You can see this is almost done. So we are coming back around to this the clan boss key in 30 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my clan boss team for this key. This is the first one of the day. And obviously I want to do all 4. So I need to keep this timer going. I don't want to ever have a waste of timer. So I need to get this started now, because in 30 minutes, 33 minutes, I'm going to get that second key and it's going to cap up. So I always do a clan boss as late in the evening as I can before I go to sleep, try to clear both of those keys so I have 12 hours or as close to 12 hours as I can get before I have to start using keys. So let's jump in here to the Ultra Nightmare. This is not the setup. Here we go. I don't know why that's just, I was this was, I tried this for hard just to see if I could get some more damage out of Mithrala. That's what I was doing. But my actual team setup is this. So I was trying to put a poisoner in there to see if that would help increase the damage. I probably don't need an unkillable team for that level of clan boss, so I may try to manipulate another team just for hard, which is kind of funny, because obviously you work so hard to get to Ultra Nightmare, and then you're like, oh, I need a second team for the hard level of clan boss if I want to get 195 billion. But so this is my full auto team, so I'm just going to click here and let it go. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to manipulate any turns. Obviously, don't worry about the champions out here. You know, Ninja is a champion that nobody can get anymore, which is unfortunate. And I don't want to talk about it too much. It is something that, you know, I don't know why they made that decision. It is irritating to me. However, I have the champion and I have some good value in the champion and I use it here. And obviously, Cardiel is a very difficult champion to get. Was my first and only it was my first and only void legendary pull from a shard for almost a year and a half. So despite the fact that most people don't have Cardiel, you will probably have one champion like this that is very rare that most people don't have. And that's going to be a void legendary, especially if you're a free to play player like I am, right? Which is you don't get that many void shards, especially in the first year. You're not really cranking out those void shards the way you do later on. So at this point, because I can clear 4 levels of clan boss, I get the most void shards I've ever gotten, on a regular basis. And so that has increased a little bit. The pace of void legendaries has increased slightly in the last 6 months. But I would say for the first year and a half, he was literally my only successful void legendary pull from a shard. So whatever your clan boss team is, get them going, let them run. And then I'm actually going to let this go. I'm not going to make you watch it, but I'm going to let this go. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do some other things that I need to do around the house. This run takes about 16 minutes, I think, something along that line. So this is an opportunity for me to take the dog outside and get her fed. And then I will come back. And if I had another key, I would run it right away. And like I said, that'll happen in about 30 minutes. But then I'll jump into some other things. And this is the big thing that I need to do in the morning. But this is the moment where I can walk away from the computer and go handle some other business. So I will let this run. I'll come back and we'll see you at the end of the run. Okay, I am back. And we can see we've hit 128 million on Ultra Nightmare with our one key. And we've got the countdown going. The timer is 5 hours and 39 minutes. So I was able to go take the dog for a walk. We played ball in the yard for a little bit, got her fed, got myself some lunch, made myself a cup of tea. So usually this is when I do that, is when, excuse me. So usually this is when I do that, which is, when the clan boss is running and I know all my timers are set. Now, if we go back to the main screen here in my base, you can see I've actually maxed out. I'm all the way back up. So I probably should have run that one more time. Usually I like to give myself about an hour. Today was a little bit slow. So I'm just going to get these going again. And the Guardian Ring is one of those things where sometimes you have to pay a lot of attention to it because, like, you can see the timers today are low because we just put a new fresh, roster of champions in here. So I'm going to have to click this multiple times today. But then after a while, it gets up to, 5, 6, 8 hours. And then you don't have to worry about it you click it twice a day or 3 times a day. Okay. So let's get this other timer. Let's get a new champion in there. I'm wondering if I have anybody who is leveling up. Yeah, Deke. I ran Deacon Armstrong at 5 stars for forever. And to be honest, when I was only using him as an arena champion, that was great. But now I'm trying to work him into Hydra Clan Boss and live arena. And so I need him to be a little bit more survivable and a little bit faster. So I need that 6-star and get that banner on him. Okay, so again, we're going to get these timers just a little bit of leeway. Now, in case you're curious about me, I do work from home. My workday typically starts anywhere between noon and 3 p.m., depending on the day and what I've got going on. And I usually work to about 8:30 to 10 at night. And so my day hasn't started yet. So the first thing I do is, I get up, I get into my day, and I get the dog settled, and I start doing that. My wife is at work. She works more of a 9 to 5. And so this is just the schedule that works for me. Obviously, if you don't work from home, that's going to change things. If you work from home, but you have, a more condensed schedule, maybe, or an earlier schedule, like where you start in your day is always going to be, different for everybody. But the point here is whenever you log in for the first time during the day, you want to get those timers going before you start handling all the other business. So you've got the energy timer is important. The arena timer is important. Get those tokens ticking. Get the clan boss. You don't want to waste clan boss keys. That's really important. Get the clan boss timer going. Everything else can wait. Everything else can take a back burner. Like I said, I basically walked away for an hour. And then I came back here. And now normally what I would do is I would run my second clan boss key, but I do have, almost 6 hours here. So I would go ahead and run Nightmare and get that out of the way as well. But because I have you here, now I'm going to talk about what I'm actually going to do with my day. So now I have to figure out a couple of things. One is, what are my goals for the day in terms of progress of the account? Am I leveling up champions? Am I doing a fusion? Am I doing missions? Am I farming up, potions? Am I going and looking for gear in the dungeons? Am I trying to push Doom Tower? So what I've got to do is figure that out today. So now we have a boosted summons over here. So I'm going to go look. We do have a 2x void event. No. Do we have? It's not a 2x void event. Okay, so it's just a guaranteed champion and a targeted champion for Cardiel, who I happen to have. And I would love to get a Duchess or Brogni, but I'm not going to be using shards today. So that's one decision down. I don't have to worry about that. Let's go ahead and look at the tournaments and events. I know we already kind of pulled these earlier, but I just want to see if there's anything that I really want to do. I do want to do the champion training. There's a free legendary champion tournament going on right now, a champion training tournament. But there's just no way I'm going to reach that. You can see I'm at 391. Someone's already at 26,000. So a free Tatsu. But I do want to do this because I currently need to level up some champions. And I'm going to hope maybe I can get up to this book. Probably not. But I do have almost 4 days to do this. So I really didn't do any training yesterday. But I'll probably at least get up to, I'll get at least halfway. I'll get at least a 5 or 6K probably in the next 4 days. So then I want to check my mailbox, make sure there isn't anything I have to pull. Let's grab that piece of gear. I didn't see that sitting there. So I've still got plenty of time on these timers. I've got an hour left for 3v3 Arena. Let's go ahead and look at our missions. Exchange 25 gold bars at the bazaar. I'm sad about this because I actually exchanged 15,000 like the day before I got here. I should have been previewing, but I didn't preview and I spent a whole bunch of bars. So I'm going to have to wait. That's going to take about a month to do that. And that means I need gold bars. That means I do need to get into Tag Team Arena. So you can see I haven't used any tokens. So for the next hour or so, I'll probably be doing Tag Team Arena. Maybe the next half an hour, depending on how easily I pick up some fights I can win. And then yeah. And then that's sort of it for the day in terms of maintenance. So I do think the champion training is going to be something that I'm going to want to do. There is, if I go over here to, Doom Tower. Doom Tower is at the end of its cycle. There's a day and 19 hours left, and I've completed normal and hard. So you can see my hard Doom Tower is finished, but there are secret rooms left to get. Some of them I cannot get, and some of them I'm close to getting if I rebuild a few champions. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the champion training, is to try to get some champions for these secret rooms. So that's it. That's basically where I am. Now, I actually have 2 other accounts that are running in the background. That is something that, I do. I'm constantly managing 3 accounts. I have 3 free-to-play accounts, all at different stages. One was my free-to-play account from 2022. One is the new free-to-play account from 2023. And then this is my main account from 2019. I did take a break on this account for about 1.5 years, and then I came back to the game. So that's when I started my second account to get myself back into it and to kind of understand what was going on. So I do have 3 accounts that I have to deal with. I do have to watch the Call of the Arbiter episode. And that's probably what I'll be doing today until I get to start work. So, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out. I don't know if this was interesting to you or if it was helpful. Definitely let me know in the comments below. You know, one of the things that I think, if you have a different daily schedule, obviously your methods are going to be a little bit different. But by going through and starting all your timers and getting them, you know, running when you have a minute or two, just to, you know, just run 2 or 3 campaign, you know, missions, get those out of the way. Just run your clan boss key, get it off the board so that you're not wasting those resources. I think that's one of the major keys to being successful as a free-to-play player. But really, even if you're a low spender or a mid spender, you know, you need those resources constantly coming in, flowing in for you to do things, you know, accomplish your goals in game. So like I said, I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. And I've been Colred. I will see you in another video soon.